Hello everyone, good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk about one of our case study which are into steel industry. They are steel rod manufacturer and how we implemented Odoo implementation for them using Odoo sales order, quotation order, the whole end-to-end cycle of from lead to processing of orders management. I have tried to cover and I want to give you a brief about what kind of possibility in terms of Odoo there are to make so much complex industry, I would say complex domain like steel, which is unique in terms of each and every parameter, and how we mapped that with Odoo process. So, give you a brief about Brainvire. Brainvire is 12 years old company which majorly into digital transformation. So we are a gold partner in multiple countries. We are gold partner in US, Canada, Singapore, Dubai, Saudi, and office-wise we are having 11 countries offices. Team-wise we are having a strong team of 280 people, which is specialized in Odoo consultations and development. We have done around 380 plus Odoo ERP project implementation till now, and so many integration, like 180 integrations that we have already done so far. Few of our clients you can see over here that we have worked, which is Puma Energy, where for gas station we have implemented Odoo, and for convenience store for 700 gas station we have implemented for them. Accessory Gigs is a 3PL customer, Insomnia Cookies, Nike, Ajmal Perfume, and Cure International. So to give in my background, so I am head of delivery in Brainvire, working over there from last 8 years, and overall having 14 years of experience in specific to Odoo, and my core expertise in consultation, retail, manufacturing, and multiple other domains as well. So the client that I'm talking about is having a headquarter in Singapore, and their manufacturing unit is in China. So they are a typical manufacturer and having a legacy brand, I would say, from last 20 years they are running this business, and they are specialized in cast and forged rolls, which is semi-finished solution and long product mills. With this rods, steel rods are used majorly in the construction domain, and all over the major their clients are from Hong Kong infrastructure. They have played vital role in terms of supply of the steel rods. And the main focus is quality, safety, and timely delivery. So just to talk about the gaps that they are facing into their current operations and how we resolve. So in terms of gaps, as you know, as I told, like they're 20 years old company, right? So the system they were using is very old. It's a legacy system, custom based BSI software they were using, and they have a different software for manufacturing because it's a big plant having so much complex manufacturing process in China. They have for quotation and sales order different software, and they were not talking each other. It was a manual process. For accounting they are using different software. So they are using 3-4 softwares which is different based on their specialization, but they were not talking to each other. So that to getting a proper report and consolidated report was an issue for them as well. There were inventory inaccuracy and production disruption issues are there, which is making them poor planning and bottlenecks into overall operation, right? So how much raw material to be procured, how much inventory to be managed at a threshold level, what is the min max and everything. So there was no any kind of standardization in their current process. Lack of control. So in such kind of big process, there are so many checks and balances, approval process, the hierarchy process. So there was difficulties to manage hierarchy in terms of approval, payment processes, and so many areas where status needs to be changed, right? In terms of from quote to order to production to if any procurement is required. There are multiple steps and multiple approvals, and process driven was the operation, but they were not having centralized any app which can go to the multiple person and can process step by step. Financial data silos was there because, as I mentioned, they were having different software. So financial consolidation of all the multiple companies and all the operations was not there. It makes very difficult for decision making. What further quarters need to be procured? What is my further P&L look like? So what Brainvire has done in terms of implementation and how Odoo can be leveraged in such kind of industry, which is very unique and complex. And specifically based on our expertise, what we did is we have created everything process from start to end in Odoo. So for example, they have inquiry quotation, right? So each quotation will be unique in this industry because each rod, each steel process will be having so much attributes, parameters, which is pure unique. In one quotation, there are having 700 fields. So you can imagine the data entry they need to do in terms of mapping all the parameters of dimension, the volume and width and height and all these things. So there are around 700 odd fields and formulas and calculations in each quotation. And that we have done so much easy because they were using an Excel and manual process and everything. We tried to do in a template format, easy to use, no need to do any kind of again entry if it's previously same quotation has been created. So we tried to avoid manual entries and use the templatization and did proper inquiry, sales order processes, and it's tracking. Also, we integrated with Azure Data Lake because this project it's based on phase by phase. So what I'm talking about, journey of quotation, sales process, and everything. The other data, which is from China in manufacturing, the manufacturing plant, they have different plants. So their data, master data, we are doing synchronization via API using Azure Data Lake. And we used the REST API to do that, all the master data synchronization and the real-time synchronization as well. So in that, because production start from the drawing, right? So all the drawings, all CAD files, all design files, they have each unique for each order, right? We transfer that into Odoo, and from Odoo there we have captured that such kind of CAD file, drawing files, and the person can visualize the parameters, diameters from the CAD file itself, and we can convert into PDF, and that we store under the Odoo document format to maintain the proper documentation, and then it is linked with each sales order. Other than that, we have done whatever typical in this industry customization required, which is material type, cast type, quality group, quality measure, variant, subvariant, and all these fields we have not only given over there, we have done so much grouping, filter by for all these categories and attribute, so that in future if they want to any kind of report for that order processing or based on material, this material type, how many orders has been generated in this month, so we can drill down all this report from different variants. Embedded country-wise ports and charges and logistic, because they are doing so much import-export and all this material goes out of from China to US and to Hong Kong and Singapore. So the import-export management, the logistic, the country changes, whatever ports-wise compliances, documentations, we have made sure that every compliances and documentation checklist we follow, and the user will get such kind of experience that they don't need to do manual activity. We used Odoo e-sign module, we used Odoo document module to maintain all this compliances, processes and everything. Inquiry to quotation sync with the BIS, which is the legacy system that we did. I will go in detail about the customization that we did, which is unique. So you can see draft inquiry have so much additional customization and fields which is required for the business. This is not the normal inquiry form, because this is having a data of unique mill ID, like this will be produced under which mill. This is having EQN, which is inquiry quotation dates, deadlines. They work in multi-currency, right? So what is the currency they are talking about with the customers? What is the exchange rate? exchange rate auto calculation that we did, what is the customer knots, based on that we need to take care into the further process. So all these things we at a master level, at an inquiry level that we did. And each line item of each entry will have unique again fields. So each product will have unique parameters, and that fields also we can try to capture in Odoo as well. So field level wise also we did lots of changes. So this is a sales order not process. So it will give you from quotation to sales order with the again additional detail, like this SO is linked with which purchase order. This SO will have automatic manufacturing order. This SO is been synced to the other legacy system and data lake or not. So all these parameters and bidirectional syncing checking that we have done. So now if raw material is not there, so we have done requisition form as well before the purchase order. So they have step-by-step process. So directly, rather than creating a purchase order, each department, each subcontractor, I would say, or each manufacturing unit, they will share a purchase requisition form. What kind of raw material they are missing, what kind of components and if that bill of material are not in the inventory. So they recalculate and everything and create a requisition form first, and then this requisition forms get converted to the purchase order. So step-by-step approach with the detailed process we have done. These are typical logistic view which is required for any logistic business, any steel related and manufacturing process. So all we try to capture: the meal master, drawing master, product type master, all the metrics, markups, and all this which is cost element, ocean freight management, discharge terminal charges, inland cost, FCL loading masters. So whatever loading, unloading at a port level, at a company level, inter company transfer level, we try to capture over here. This is employee dashboard. So they are having typical around 800 users are using Odoo system. So we have given access based on department, based on company, based on branch, based on department. So such kind of segregation we have done. Vendor logistic dashboard, which is giving highlights of purchase and logistic, how it look like. We also integrated with the SharePoint. So if any masters required at a SharePoint level for certain process or real-time access to make the decision, we have integrated with SharePoint repository as well. There are material-centric product setups as well, which is, as I mentioned, very specific to the process. Purchase request, travel request from the system they can do directly. It is linked with the accounting and the ledger entries as well, because 800 people traveling, doing expenses, doing all the cost reimbursement. So that data we capture and it is linked with the accounting. Auto approval flow that we did for the manager level, so they can use the mobile app and do the status change, update process, can review the report, dashboard. So that we have done. FPO integration, foundry data with the BIS. So each foundry has, as I told, multiple units. So in steel industry, they have a foundries. We're doing step-by-step process, starting from the casting, cutting, melting, having a die operation. So all this routing process we have done in Odoo, and that data we process in Odoo and synchronize back to the legacy system as well for accounting purpose. So overall, when we implemented this process to this customer, it was not a it was challenging project, I would say. It took around 6 to 7 months for whole sales cycle to manufacturing process, and now we are doing full-fledged accounting as well in phase 3 in Odoo itself. So we are trying to eliminate all the legacy software, manufacturing softwares, and now consolidating everything in Odoo, but phase by phase approach. First 6 months took only to maintain the sales manufacturing process. Now again in further phases we will do the accounting, because accounting also have a different localization, taxation, because the China localization we need to do Singapore, Hong Kong, because the operation wise localization we have to do. So we are trying to do this everything in Odoo, and doing this, all the automation, we have seen like they have grown drastically, and they are using full-fledged of Odoo, the whole 800 users, and we have seen 40% faster order conversion speed into all across departments and company-wise. Quotation preparation time has been reduced by 50% because each process, if you consider one sales order having 700 fields, so time consuming, and I'm managing Excel, it's a tedious process. Doing everything on Odoo and time saving will be obviously more than 50%. Operal cycle, as I mentioned, in using the manager level, using Odoo mobile app, have saved so much time, and real-time reporting and all the entries that we did with the currently with the accounting software, but in future we will do everything in Odoo. This is one of the key features that we did is revision. Now they are getting 100% visibility of revision. So imagine like in steel industry, each process when the customer give you order of any steel rod for their construction site, they will not straightforward give you requirement in a one go. There are multiple revision at a multiple interval. So we have to capture all the revision of each product, each parameter, and we have to track that. So whenever the production start or before the production start, what are the changes need to be reflected to the manufacturing order, we have to highlight in each revision. So we try to maintain sales order and quotation at a revision level like 1.1, 1.2, and what is the changes happened. Either it is impacting any product, I need to update any product, and it is linked with any other product. So all this compatibility check we have done at a revision level, and each revision, whatever the final summary, we transfer to the manufacturing order in manufacturing order of Odoo automatically and give you summary like, okay, the customer previously given, for example, 10 quantity, but now the whatever changes in each 10 quantity happened, we give that summary as well. So that help in terms of manufacturing plan to plan properly, and chances of rejection at after production has also reduced. So this is how we benefited our customer, and we have given detailed solution. These are the few other customers in similar industry where we implemented manufacturing and the supply chain process. So Sharold, it's North American based, we did manufacturing process. Puma Energy, which is in South Africa, having 700 gas station, we did Odoo for them. For all 700 gas station, they are using Odoo with the forklift, like for the pump integration with Odoo. And for convenience store, we have given point of sale. Toyota dealership in Saudi, we have done Odoo implementation. Under Armour, Cure International is based out of US. Larson in jewelry, Ajmal perfume in Dubai for 400 stores. So such kind of, I would say, complex implementations that we have done to make sure like customer leverage whole Odoo architecture and whatever the basic standard functionality Odoo can give, and how we can help them into on top of that doing based on the business process and business need, doing the changes, and that's how we can utilize 100% of Odoo. Yeah, that's it. Thank you from my side. If you have any queries, feel free to scan, and I would be happy to answer that questions. Thank you.
But I think it was really clear, because I don't see any questions at the moment.
Okay.
So quite clear, I think.
Somebody is typing.
So let's wait a bit. How long do we have? 6 minutes. So let's see the questions. Is there multi-currency in this implementation? If yes, then is there any challenges?
So multi-currency was there because there are multiple operations, multiple countries, right? So we did multi-currency, and the challenges was when you start an order, right, we need to make sure this order is for which country, for which customer, like they are based out of where. So we need to set that currency. So we have maintained multi-currency options to change based on SO level, sales order level, and we integrate with real-time synchronization of currency. So you get real-time rate, and that's how we resolve that.
Perfect. Thank you. There is another question. So somebody is typing. When you will implement accounting, there will be more users on it?
Okay,
There will be more users on it, sorry?
Yeah, so we already started as a phase 3 of full-fledged only accounting, and it's more about now all across 800, around like 60-70 accounting users will be additional who will start using the Odoo application shortly. So in upcoming 2-3 months, yeah.
Perfect. No more questions, I think. So thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.